This week, Lite Brite, making things with light. Hey, how's it going? Anthony Fro here at Great Sci-Fi. Well, today I'm making a prop from Lite Brite toy that I got at the thrift store that I couldn't resist.
Lite Brite from Hasbro.
This was a nostalgia purchase for me, for sure. And then I thought, well, how can I turn this into something? You'll see a lot in film, lights all the time in the background, right? Or like traffic lights in the background, because that's a really beautiful, like deep background thing that adds a lot of value to your production. So for me with the Lite Brite, I thought like a hero shot of the Lite Brite would be weird, but like behind me on the wall, I'll show you at the end of this, just as something out of focus would be pretty cool. And then it's a nice Easter egg because it's a Lite Brite, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the Lite Brite intact, and I'm just going to laser cut probably like some kind of like frame for it. And again, just disclaimer, when I use things like 3D printing and laser cutting and stuff like that, it's because I have these tools now. But when I first started, if I was making this 3 years ago, I would just use a saw or a knife or something. So when I use these tools, don't let them prohibit you from thinking you could do something. It's just because I have them, so I use them. Why not, right? And again, with these builds that I've been doing that are not specific to a film that I'm shooting, I've been putting them over on eBay. This will be on eBay. Check it out. Let's get into the build of this. Lite Brite. We're gonna make things with light.
All right. Lite Brite on the bench. Never saw this day coming, and I'm happy for it. So, getting something this old from Goodwill, I was surprised how intact it was. There was actually working batteries in it. These are like the little cards that you would get that would kind of give you, I guess it's like a coloring book, you could call it. But I still have all the colors in that little container there. It looks like everything's there. It's working. What I didn't realize is it had like an animation. I thought it just went, it's probably an evolution of the thing, but it's even more useful to my work because it goes up and down, like on and off, you know. So here I'm just screwing around, couldn't resist. I should start building, but I was like, let me play with light. And, you know, air quotes, I'm just testing that it's working. This is, you know, purely part of the process. Not playing with a toy from my childhood. Never. So now I gotta make the mortise, the frame, what we're gonna encapsulate this in. I don't want to damage this too much, so I'm just gonna go in Photoshop and make something quick. Just vector, straight lines. This is my easy way to get a vector image. And then I'm cutting it on my laser. Again, like I said in the intro, you could just do this with a saw. You could do it with a razor knife. You know, you could do it with plywood. You could do it with cardboard. You could do it with, you know, PVC plastic, EVA foam, whatever. This is just the way I chose to do it, and I have these tools, so I did that, and that's the last we'll speak of that. So what I did there is I decided, oh yeah, I need to make this like a box. So I just made those side rails so that we can sort of tie it all in. And then what I did there is I cut out all the buttons twice, and my idea was to glue them on top of the original buttons, and then that would give me like a quick and easy, like more dimension, more look like a real thing than rather than I just cut something on a laser, right? And you'll see me mocking it up there. And again, very simple. I always like these simple solutions. And then there, because those little dots were so small, the ring around the dots, that was not intentional. That was a happy accident. Looks better than just the dots for those little sliders, whatever you want to call them. So now, you know, this is just hardboard, really cheap material. It's almost like cardboard and not quite cardboard and not quite wood. And then here, so I'm just super gluing it together. Plus, I want to make this a one-day build. At this point, it ends up being a couple days, sort of on and off, because I did this over the holiday. But I could have done it in one day, but, you know, anyway, that's what with the glue right here. I'm thinking one day, but Could have used wood glue. And even though I laser cut, still measuring and math, I'm always going to get like a millimeter wrong. But there it is. Now, the thing that's different about this already, so here I'm going to sand. Oh, this is perfect timing. So while I'm sanding, I'll tell you a little story that's going on in my head right now. I'm already psyching myself up. I don't know if you noticed, if you picked up from the thumbnail, I didn't weather this. That was by choice. It was one of the most difficult choices I ever made in my life. So there I have the Scotch Brite. Always go over with the Scotch Brite after sanding to make sure you got everything. And I'm psyching myself out. I'm like, I'm not going to weather this. I'm not going to weather this. Because this is not for a film. So I'm like, let me make something not weathered, right? So now I'm just going to hit it with a base coat. Black, of course. I'm thinking I'm going to paint it silver at this point, but you'll see I kind of opt to not do that in the end. So here is all my buttons. I want to clean these up so that I can hit these with a coat of paint. I'm thinking I'm going to do, like, again, since I'm not weathering, I'm like maybe like blue and white, like bold, like, you know, like New Hope button colors. So here I'm just divvying up between the two colors. I'm going to do white and blue. And I'm like, well, how many do I have? And here, when you got these little things that could just fly away if you sneeze, it's always good to just put a piece of tape down, sort of stick everything on there with tape so that it doesn't go anywhere. Even when I'm in the shop, it's like I've done that before, where I've had like little delicate things and then I paint them and put them outside, and I go outside and they're gone. The wind blew them away. So here we're going to separate the teams. Blue team, white team. What's interesting about like the blue and the white, I don't use these colors a lot. And when I went to see if I had the paint, I had plenty of it. Apparently black is what I run out of here. All right, so there's those. I'm going to, again, still thinking like, oh, I'm going to bang this out. So, that's how I'm drying it, with my book. Check out my book. There's a link below. This book talks about why, how I do all this stuff. Oh, back to the hair dryer. I guess the book didn't work that good as a dryer, but it's great reading. So here's the glaze. I wanted these to look like plastic buttons, so I just hit them with like a triple glaze. Now, off camera, I hit this with a gloss black because I decided I'm not going to use silver. I'm going to graphite it. So here I'm just toothing up where I know I'm going to be gluing down these buttons. So I don't want to get, you know, graphite and paint and stuff on there because I want glue to go on there. So just taking my air. I love my little air. And here's the graphite powder. You can get graphite powder on Amazon. You can get it eBay, Etsy. The best I ever got was actually from Etsy because it was from like a geo person. But, you know, this stuff is magic. I'm just wiping it on, and then people are going to ask in the comments, well, does it get on your finger? Yeah, initially, yes, it gets all over your fingers, but once you buff it and you give it a heavy buffing, it does, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. And it's just a great finish, and it's silver paint. Here's what I have to say on this. Silver paint looks like silver paint. Graphite to the average person looks like, I don't know what that is. It looks cool, but it's not just immediately discounted in their head as silver spray paint. Something to think about. So, more air. Funny story, I bought the air compressor so I could airbrush, and it ended up just being my favorite thing to just use it to clean stuff up with the beard, to give my beard a little air bath to get all the sanding schputz out of it. So here I'm just toothing up where I'm going to be gluing. That's just good practice. And the last little blast. And again, I'm still going to get a little graphite residue. You can seal this up. I don't seal it up. And here I'm just going to take some craft foam. So the reason I'm putting the craft foam on the back there is, I guess, it'd be similar to like working on an engine, or it's like a gasket. And obviously the gasket is not so it leaks. The gasket is just so that you have a nice And I'm going to put this down with some 77. The gasket is so that you have a nice look of the two things bonding together, right? So there's not just weird cracks and graps. It makes the two things fit together nicely. So with the 77, I got to say, I'm going to forget, but in my hand there, that thing was light. So I need a new bottle of 77. But the reason I'm saying I'll forget is because that can of 77 has probably last me like at least 2 years. All right, so I'm putting down my gasket. We're calling it a gasket. And again, this is just going to make a more pleasant visually and physically bond of the toy to this frame that we've created, right? And then here, this is all just straight lines, so make sure you have a sharp knife and that'll go easy. And then you see there how it's reflecting the light and it's kind of like mottled looking. The mottled looking there is happy accident. I was like, oh, that paint was old and weird, and now the finish is old and weird, and happy accident. All right, so now I got my buttons. Is it, big decisions, red, blue, 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 red, blue, red, white. I don't know why I was just saying red. I guess blue and red are like chocolate and vanilla. So blue and white, and I just opt for white in the middle. Here I'm just cleaning up the edges. I did let those set for a day, so they kind of stuck to my tape. Here I'm toothing up the back of these, and this just creates like little ridges and valleys for the glue to grip into, and especially when you're going flat to flat like this. It's not ideal, but this is just a prop that'll hang on the wall. That's fine. And I'm going 5-minute epoxy with this. My hobby store 5-minute epoxy. I like it because I always have it on hand. Mix it up. And then always when I'm doing the 2-part epoxies, 2-part Bondos, 2-part anything, I mix it. And then I mix it again because if it's not mixed, it's a bummer. So here I'm just putting little globules, that's a word, right? On the buttons to adhere my buttons and not stick them to my fingers and not get squeeze out. Like I said, I don't want to weather this, so I'm trying to not, usually these are things I don't really fret about because I'm just going to cover it with dirt and grime and weathering, but here I'm going to keep it clean. Oh, and that logo, if you notice, I haven't done it in a while because I was doing Starfisher, which had a different logo, but I always like, like in the sort of in the style of Aliens, for there to be a big, like, overlooming corporation. And in a lot of my work, you'll see that logo. And in the comments, let me know what you think it is. It's letters, that logo, UCE. What do you think that stands for? UCE. All right, so here, just with the Dremel, this has these little tabs. I don't know. These are not these are not Canon. My original Lite Brite when I was a kid, I don't know if I had batteries or plugged in, but it was more of like a big giant box. These tabs are, I don't know what they're for. Maybe to align it with something. But I'm cutting them off, so there's no turning back now. And I'm trying to be gentle with this. Poor thing. But I'm realizing as I do this, like, man, if I could find a bunch of these just like this on the wall would be pretty cool. Because it has that light animation. Just imagine a wall of like 10 or 12 of those. So here I'm going to attach this. I could do some sort of nice thing that grips in there and sandwiches it all together, and I can take it in and out. And now at this point, because I just ripped off the sides of that with the Dremel tool, so it's now purposefully a component and a set piece, I'm just going to hot glue that in there. And the reason I hot glued it is it could be reversible if I needed to be. So here I don't know, I went to ChatGPT. I was like, I need some sci-fi looking I explained to AI what Lite Brite was, and of course it knew what Lite Brite was, and I said, give me some maps of some things to do, and then it did. And then I was like, I'm just going to put all the colors on here. I think if I was using this for a film, I would be more purposeful. But for now, just to see how everything works, I just sort of banged them all in there, and that was satisfying. And let's test, you got to always test the lights, and then that's where it's going to live. And yeah, man, that just makes me happy. All right, so some proper beauty shots. You see there, I didn't weather it. And I feel like I got a happy accident because that black base coat was old. It gave it that like mottled appearance, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, again, not weathered. I would weather it, but for you guys, I figured I'd do one without weathering because I'd never do that. But there it is.
Pretty cool, right? We got the red over here. We got that going on back there. And it's, it should be out of focus in the back there, and it just adds a little production value. And if you didn't know about it and you noticed it and you're like, that looks like a Lite Brite, that's even better. Easter egg, right? Yeah, that was a fun little build. Now, like I said, that'll be over on the eBay store. You don't have to check it out. The links are below. I'm still going to put out these videos. That just helps to keep the lights on. That's all. The book, check out the book, check out the Patreon, the merch, all that stuff. It's not necessary for you. You can continue watching, but if you want to help out or, be a part of the team, check that stuff out. And if you watch this far and you're not subscribed yet, you should subscribe because it helps. But regardless of all that, that was a fun build. Just remember, I'm just here to help make sci-fi.
Hey, I'm just the avatar, but you might want to check out this video, maybe that video. For sure, subscribe if you haven't, and check out the merch. Buy some merch, that really helps. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the avatar.